What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Comfort and Chaos podcast. The new age of cults, influencers, gurus, and grifters. What do you call somebody who preaches a belief system, gathers huge amount of followers, and even sells salvation? A cult leader? Or, nowadays, a content creator? It's hard to tell these days. In fact, in 2025, I think the only difference now would be simply a blue check mark and a Shopify link. And I know what you guys are thinking. Don't be looking at me, okay? I'm here to help you guys find comfort in chaos. But some of this chaos that we're dealing with now is cult leaders. I remember back in the day, cult leaders were men and women you heard about that wore weird robes, had weird ceremonies, large group of following, and basically made a lot of money. And then sometimes, unfortunately, ended with some type of Kool-Aid. We won't focus on that here today. Let's go ahead and take a look at these clips here. I got some clips here I want to start off with, and then before we get into this, and I'm going to let you guys kind of see what I'm talking about. Let's take a look.
Let's address it. We have to.
It didn't happen. Those are fake emails.
Is this real?
No, yeah, this is real. His name is Brian Robinson.
No.
Something like
The
that.
running back for the
Brian Johnson, excuse me. And he's been juicing every day while eating bull nuts every single day.
When I was introduced to the Liver King, my untrained eye, immediately upon seeing him,
He's natural. Definitely natural.
just before I learned his story, just happened to think, okay, that guy has different stuff in his body than I have.
I've had girls say it to me. You think you're special because you're top G. You think because you're the most famous man in the world, you're tall and sexy and smart and charismatic with a big dick, and you're really interesting, and you have all these cars and all this money and a private jet and a yacht, and all these girls want you, that you can say whatever you want. Correct!
I'll tell you my favorite one.
Correct!
I'll tell you my
Let me tell you, we're going to dive into that in this episode because it makes you wonder, this new age of cults, think about it, this digital, decentralized, and dressed up as inspiration. They're trying to sell you something. It's like the end state is just to make money. Take your time, take your energy, and make money. And sell you a life. Make you want to be like them. Really kind of trigger. That's what you call a cult. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Because when you really step back and have to do an assessment, some of you might already be in one. And I'm not going to pass judgment. But we're going to find comfort in this chaos together, guys, in this uncommon world. So we're going to dive into it. So right now, team, I just need you to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. The support goes a long way, guys. So nothing but love for you guys. And let's get on with the show. Oh, yeah. Good old Andrew Tate. Good old Liver King. There's so many out there. So many cringe-worthy influencers that are just like, dude, what the heck is going on? How? I leave myself asking that same question. Just like earlier, we asked, could you possibly be in a cult? You don't even know it. Am I in a cult? I mean, I have fun on social media. We here at Comfort and Chaos, ain't that right, team? We appreciate the subscribers. We appreciate the support. We just appreciate it. I could sleep at night with that. Okay, so by the way, hit that like button, hit subscribe. But guys, so yes, influencer culture. That's what we've turned into. Influencer culture. When I hear influencer culture in relation to this topic, you got to think about it. Influencer culture is the new form of church. That influencer culture has got to be one of the highest top tier forms of chaos that I'm pretty sure a lot of us are dealing with on a daily basis. And if it's not us, then if you're a parent out there, get ready. Your children, they're going to get cell phones. They're going to go to school. Their friends are going to have social. Like, get ready. I'm just going to say, brace yourself. And some of you are already there, but we're surrounded by it. Literally, terms like algorithms are sparking up everywhere. Followers, likes. So you got to start to think, if this is the new form of church, then let me see how this is going to relate to me. And the term comes parasocial relationships. That's the term that comes to mind. Parasocial relationships. A parasocial relationship functions off a followership. Followers, influencers, got a large amount of following. Do you defend what they do? Do you defend what they believe in? Do you defend their opinion? Do you defend their way of life and what they're trying to sell? Because in the end, it really does all come down to money. Part of a parasocial relationship is obeying somebody who you never met. Can you believe that? Obeying somebody who you never met. You see them on a screen. You see their ideas. You see their followers. You see their comments. You see their likes. And now you're like, wow. Because you know what? I got to admit, at some point when I first got into the social media world, especially when I was really trying to devote myself towards this passion project, if somebody liked one of my posts that had a blue check mark, I'm not going to lie. There was a certain feeling that I felt of just kind of like, wow, this is cool. Like, I feel accepted. That's the best way to put it right there. It felt like a form of acceptance. And now that I think about it, it's like, wow, that's like what a cult is. That's what a cult is. It's feeling accepted. And I feel like personally, that is what influencer culture in this form of a cult really is. It throws out this idea where follow me and you'll be accepted. Post everything you can, tag me as long as you fit this idea and you're going to be accepted. Because then if you think about it, if you want to ask yourself, if you're part of a cult and you didn't realize it, do you feel that you chase acceptance? That's a real question. Do we feel like we chase acceptance? People want to feel accepted. I feel like people really do want to feel accepted. There's nothing wrong with admitting that. There's nothing wrong with admitting that, especially because there's so many different factors that apply to that. But that is kind of like the age that we're in. It's the new church. Now, you also, of it being part of that new church, you got influencers now that literally are becoming, what's a good term here? I would say moral authorities. That's where the issue comes in. Because we here at Comfort and Chaos team have always preached this message to you guys. Do your own analysis. Don't believe everything you see. Don't believe everything you read. Right now, we live in a time where influencers now are starting to become more in that moral authoritarian field than like the actual experts themselves. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can relate, or you probably seen it, on your feeds. Some of you guys may even follow people because of that feeling accepted. Man, I can't even talk right now. Part of feeling accepted is when you're following some social media influencer on that social media, you're flipping your screen, you're just like, yeah, hey, they think like I think. They do what I do. They say what I say. They post what I post. Ooh, I'm going to follow this person and do everything they tell me. And when they ask for money, I'm going to give it to them because I'm for the cause. Are you though? And are they? Or did they just see what they call a market of opportunity? We literally live in a time now where algorithms literally reward those who are basically being those moral authorities out there, spitting everything out that they can. It can be totally false, and they're spitting it out. Did you know, I bet you guys didn't even know this, but you want to know what's like a big thing right now? This is going to blow your mind. This Literally blows my mind. And the fact that these platforms even allow this right now, I'm just kind of troubled by that. But you know what's a big trend right now? There are women out there who have OnlyFans or they're starting OnlyFans and they use these AI filters to give themselves these Down syndrome faces. Yes. So you're seeing this really tall, really fit, full figured woman doing some weird gymnastics poses and stuff in some yoga pants, totally just triggering likes. And then they have this AI filter on their videos where they look like they have Down syndrome so that they can use that to gain more likes, gain more followers, gain more subscribers, make more money. Money. Honestly, that's what it comes down to, guys. It is the money. I bet if there was no money involved, you would see a huge decline in everything. I mean, every big movement, if you take the money factor out, then how much I question how much of a movement would it be? If you guys have some perspective on this, please don't hesitate. Comment down below. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about and if you've seen some of these profiles out there, but it's starting to be a trend. I don't know why OnlyFans allows that. I don't know why Instagram or why do they even have a filter like that? I feel like that's pretty mean. That is not cool at all. It's crazy. People already go on these platforms, especially OnlyFans, and buy bathwater. I think it's safe to say that influencer culture is basically becoming a new church. The worshiping isn't done in the pews anymore. It's pretty much done in the comment section.
If I have to listen to one more person on this app tell me that money is a mindset and that I can just manifest my way to wealth, I am going to lose my fucking mind.
Man, have any of you guys seen some videos like that? I'm pretty sure they have popped in the quote unquote algorithm. But it's so true, guys. Manifestation. Just think about it. Manifestation coaches is definitely a search topic. People literally are like, I think I'm going to become a manifestation coach. I'm pretty sure you guys have come across those videos, those clips. They're all over social media. Because I just want to show you a few examples, guys, of just what it really means. But when I say the modern day cult leaders, I'm going to show you a little bit because some of you probably don't even know that some of you probably are in a cult. Some of you know some other people who are probably in a cult. And it's weird to say that too. Isn't that weird? Cult. It's like I said at the beginning, man, cults used to be something different to me. Now they're everywhere. So I'm going to show you this. Well, dive into the manifestation, just to kind of break that down for you guys. Those manifestation coaches are those individuals out there who are kind of like, hey, wealth is a choice. Manifest it from within. You know, like my channel, subscribe to this. And while you're there, purchase this package for just $999 for full-on divine knowledge. Enlighten your path for success. Dude, give me a break, man. Give me a break. Guys, please tell me, I hope none of you has subscribed to that or have paid that kind of money, which I know some of you probably have, okay? But hey, let's hope you learn from it, okay? Don't dive into it because I'm pretty sure about 99% of people, you can look this up, who have subscribed to those kind of manifestation coaches. You're putting gas in their Lamborghinis while you're still eating McDonald's. I don't want to go into too much of Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's just another example of a modern day cult leader. This dude is so cringe. I will show you some Liver King. Do we got a Liver King? Let's see some Liver King.
Yes, I've done steroids. And yes, I'm on steroids. I'm making this video to apologize. Because I f***ed up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied. I have only myself to blame. Liver King. Out.
That was weird. God, that guy's so weird. For those of you who don't know who Liver King was, he was one of those guys who grew up on social media and saw there was a market. Give it to him. He's smart, very well educated. He was a pharmaceutical rep. You know, I believe he wanted to be a doctor. I don't think he made it all the way through medical school. He transitioned to pharmaceutical. Obviously, he's educated, but he sold this primal way of living, these so-called ancestral tendencies to live by and have a program, subscribe to him and give him some money. He's going to give you stuff in return. He also developed his own supplement company. Let me tell you guys, I feel like supplements, you go to the shelves, they all have the same shit. Every single one, every pre-workout has the same stuff, or else it wouldn't be on that shelf. If it doesn't have the same stuff, then you're probably buying it from some dude out of a trunk in the back of a gym, which might be good, might be fake, or it might be something that definitely you're gonna fail a piss test with. So you do that with caution, or just don't do it at all. Either way, guys, Liver King, he sold these ancestral tendencies, sold this program, and sold these supplements. But part of that program was foundationally based on the fact that he was that is what led to him to look the way he did. And he stood on that for years. He stood on the fact that he did not use steroids. He was all natty. He stood on that. And then, of course, you guys just saw truth comes out. Truth comes out. This was after social media just blew up on the dude, where he was being called fake. He was losing all kinds of followers. It was crazy, but the guy's already a millionaire. I feel like, dude, you're a cult leader. So way to go. So those are just examples. You have manifestation coaches. You have Andrew Tate. These are just examples of what our modern day cult leaders look like in this social media influencer culture. Now there's another big one out there that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are aware of. What do you know about MLMs? MLMs, guys. What do you know about those? So MLMs are basically like the companies like Amway, Avon, Mary Kay. There's a bunch of supplement ones out there, energy drink companies. MLMs, multi-level marketing systems. Basically, give us some money, buy this package. You can start your own business and then go forward. I'm pretty sure you guys have all heard of the term pyramid scheme. Yes. Pyramid scheme. These things are huge, though. I mean, they're working. I got to hand it to them. They freaking works, which I'm going to try to find a video here. Let's see what we can dive into. There's a good intro video here. Let's take another look into what MLMs are. Okay, so here we have an MLM video that I just want to show you guys. Kind of briefly explains just what these MLMs are. All right, so check it out.
Multi-level marketing companies like Herbalife, Avon, LuLaRoe, and Amway are often mischaracterized as pyramid schemes, an illegal structure whereby people pay a fee and then try to make their money back by taking a share of the fees that the new members pay to join the scheme under them. But I, in good faith, can no longer sit by and watch the good reputation of pyramid schemes be ruined by comparisons to multi-level marketing companies. MLMs are not pyramid schemes. They are worse.
There's an internal document at Herbalife where they made the case for pursuing this market. People who make $2 a day, $5 a day. And so you have a company based in the United States that decided to target this population with a business opportunity which itself is a fraud.
You have probably all heard of MLMs by now. Maybe you have been pitched the amazing business opportunity by a friend or colleague, or maybe you are part of the 8% of Americans who have been part of one of these schemes in their life.
I ended up being in Amway LTD for 2.5 years. And in that time, I only sponsored one person. I lost about $18,000 in the process of...
The business structure of every multi-level marketing company is slightly different. And the same companies use different structures in different markets to skirt around local regulations. But the basic concept remains the same. You sign up in...
So you guys are learning there. So basically what they're doing is they recruit people who are like, just like you and I, just normal, people. Hey, you appreciate the value of $1, you appreciate that value of $1. But obviously, you see the building. So, and, you naturally you're going to think like, hey, that's pretty successful, Wow, I want that flashy life.
An independent business owner. You pay a fee which can range from $20 to $5,000, depending on the company. For that money, you get given a simple pack of the company's products.
Okay.
You are encouraged to sell these products at a markup like a traditional business, but you are also told to sign up friends and family under you to share a cut of their commission. Commission structures are intentionally made confusing so that new recruits can't understand how badly they are being screwed. Most of the money gets funneled to the very top of the program to people that will flash a lot of money around as proof that the system is working. If you think this sounds like a pyramid scheme, you're not alone. Even the Federal Trade Commission, after it concluded a year-long investigation into Herbalife, the third largest MLM in the world, concluded that the company was not determined to be a pyramid scheme.
For embattled company Herbalife, the Federal Trade Commission will not classify it as a pyramid scheme, but in return, Herbalife...
Okay. Oh, man. So MLMs, you got manifestation coaches, social media influencers like Andrew Tate. You got your liver kings. And there's so many out there. We're just surrounded by it. It's very easy to admit, even though it's probably hard to admit. But a lot of us are probably in some of these cults. A lot of us are probably involved in a cult and we didn't even realize it, or we're living that cult-like way of life and we didn't even realize it. But it's okay. You know, I like to focus on, hey, why do you think people fall for them? Why do you think people fall for these cults, you know, these manifestation coaches, these social media gurus, these MLMs? Why do you think people fall for it? I'll share what I think, but please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. I like to think that because right now we're living in a time where our society is fragmented. That's the best way you can put it. Our society is fragmented. We live in a time where literally you can see, I see on my social media, I see in the day-to-day, I see it in my life just with a lot of my soldiers, you know, there is that longing for purpose. You know, people crave purpose. You know, people crave that identity, you know, that willing of being accepted. And that can definitely be one of the top motivators for why people fall into traps. They want that purpose. We see it during the election year. You see social media going crazy, people protesting because they need that sense of purpose, even though they know nothing of the cause. They haven't even been to that country yet. To go out there and protest for another country, that really takes something more than just going out there for a cause. There's a sense of belonging that is being desired, you know. The big message, you're either in or you're a sheep. That's one of the big frameworks on why I believe people kind of fall for these kind of traps, you know, or fall for these social media cults, because that it is the new church. Cults used to isolate people. Cults used to be different. You used to have to drive somewhere, dress a certain way. I mean, that's kind of like what we're kind of used to, you know, but you don't see that no more. It's social media, you know. I remember growing up, cults had compounds. They had large followings. You know, people living on a compound, living on their own. It was really weird to see on TV. I would always see whenever things went bad with a cult. I remember reading about it in school, reading about past events. What's the one event where they all went and drank some Kool-Aid and basically all committed suicide? Jonesboro? I think it was Jonesboro. Jonesboro team. Any of you guys know Jonesboro? That was definitely that one. And then what was the other one? Heaven's Gate. That was another one. Heaven's Gates. Charles Manson, that was a cult, right? That's what I remember. Old cults had gates. New cults have followers, comments, likes. By the way, don't forget, this isn't a cult, guys. This isn't a cult. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe. Oh, man. So I'm curious to know your thoughts. Please comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. What's your belief on what's your comparison on cults in the past to cults now? Do you even agree? Do you agree that we are in a social media cult right now? Do you agree that this is the new cult-like activity on our screens? I want to know your thoughts, guys. Comment down below. Let me know. Oh, boy. Okay, so now the real wonder, especially while we're all here, is, are we all in a cult now? Are you in a cult? We've been kind of wondering, we kind of dived into kind of what our thoughts of a social media cult is in this influencer culture, the new church. Do you base your values on a creator's content? Do you start your day by searching up one of your favorite influencers? What are they doing? What are they saying? How are they starting their day? Do you try to mirror that? Do you focus on your own judgment, your moral compass on what a content creator is saying? Because if you do, definitely comfort and chaos. Hey, we're all about pushing yourself both physically and mentally here. Okay, and finding common sense in an uncommon world. But no, that is a real question. Do you base your values on a creator's content? If you do, you're kind of in a little cult there. And then big thing too is, what do you do when someone disagrees with you? How do you handle your social media? What are your actions on social media when someone disagrees with you? Do you immediately delete? Do you unfollow? Or do you open yourself up to the conversation? Open yourself up to debate? Embrace that conversational chaos, because either way, there's something to learn, or there's some understanding that you guys can come from. People are going to disagree. People are going to disagree with you. People are going to disagree with me. You probably disagree with me, but it's okay. I'm open for the discussion. I'm open for the conversation. Because it's only through comfort it's only through chaos do you find growth, guys. Always remember that. Influencer culture is built on us needing them. But I like to always counter that, because my job, I like to counter things. Or is it them choosing us? That is definitely a little thinking key for your keychain. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. I hope you all are doing well. But you know what? We're going to leave with this, because it wouldn't be comfort and chaos if we didn't engage on, okay, now, how can we get through this? How can we find comfort in this chaos? Because I know you guys were asking. Thank you. Yes, I got you. Okay, so biggest thing, your personal reflection. Let that be your grounding message. Your personal reflection. How do you conduct yourself? Because right now, we live in a time where it's so easy to fall for a narrative over fact. It's easy to fall for a narrative because it sounds right. It feels good. Even though there's uncertainty, even though it doesn't make sense. But when you feel that something doesn't make sense, say it doesn't make sense. Engage in that conversation where somebody can help it make sense. And if they do and it still doesn't make sense, there's your choice. So guys, don't fall for someone else's narrative. Build your own. That's what that personal reflection is, your grounding message. That's where you focus on building your narrative. So build and establish your own narrative. Don't fall for anyone else's. Don't worship a persona. Build a sense of self-worth that no one can sell you. Stay away from devoting yourself and your way of life to a persona that is not your own. Find that self-worth. You guys are all worth it. Every single one of you has value to this world. Every single one of you has a purpose. You have to remember that. Don't let these social media cults, these influencers, these gurus, these manifestation coaches, don't let them do that. Don't let them come over here and try to reach in and get that. Ask questions, be skeptical, be open, but never blind. Be open for discussion, be open for conversation, be open for learning, be open for understanding. You don't always have to agree with everybody. But I promise you, when you're doing these steps, you're not going to be part of no cult. In fact, the cults are going to come and reach out for you. They want you. You don't need a guru. You don't need clarity. You don't need a following. What we all need is peace. That should be what every single one of us really desires. Honestly, I feel like we all should desire peace, because if we have a little peace, life, the day-to-day goes by a little bit easier. That should be in every one of your prayers. That's my prayer for you guys. I hope every single one of you wakes up tomorrow morning with a nice new cup of peace. And in the chaos of the voices trying to lead you, maybe the real rebellion is leading yourself. I actually wrote that quote here. This quote says, hey, and in this chaos of voices trying to lead you, maybe the real rebellion is leading yourself. Because since so many of us just want to be rebels, let's do it. This is the time to be a rebel, and this is a way to do it, team. It's not always doom and gloom here. I like to always kind of end it with little ways for all of us to find comfort in this chaos. And those are ways you guys can do it. But the biggest way is ask questions, be skeptical, and be open. Excuse me. Be open. And don't chase someone else's narrative. Find your own persona and let that be your selling factor of your self-worth. You do that, you will find comfort in this chaos. Please comment down below. Comment down below, guys, if you thought this episode was something very interesting, something you learned from. Comment if you have some ideas of other future topics that no one's really talking about that you would like me to cover. I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys have to say. Also, I would also tell you, hey, who is that one public figure that you think has a cult? Who's that one public figure or influencer that you think has a cult? I want to know. Please comment down below who you think it is, because I am always open and I invite the discussion. We don't always have to agree, but I definitely invite the discussion, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys. Hey, I want you guys subscribe. Definitely hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button if you haven't already. Subscribe for more chaos, man. Be kind to those around you because everyone has a story. All right, team? Do your push-ups, take your vitamins, drink your water, and I'll see you on the next episode, team. Out.